So I just got a download from Source, from God. I just heard, many don't want to accept me, but they don't realize what they're rejecting. Many people don't want to accept me, but they don't realize what they're rejecting. I just heard as Allah speaks. As Allah speaks. I feel like they about to take me to a place. Hold on. Show them a different way, being that they can't see me as clear as day. Show them a different way. Show them a different way. Okay. Okay, so, you know, with the whole religion thing, so many religions, you know, I think it's silly. I always have thought it was silly. Not to take anything away from anyone who believes what they believe in. You know, that's solely up to the people, the person, the people, whoever. But I just see a problem in it, and I see that it divides people and causes people that could be great partners to become enemies very quickly off the strength of what was taught to you. Not necessarily knowing if what was taught was true, but because that's all you know, or because that's all many know, they hold on to it so tight and they don't want to let it go, because it's like a shock to the heart to know that what you thought was, it's possible that it could not be that. And I think that reality is hard for people to accept. Now, I don't expect anybody to agree with me. I'm just giving the message as it's coming to me. So we don't have to go through a who's right, who's wrong war, because I think that's silly too. So if you come to me with the silly, I'm not going to respond to you, because I think it's silly. And this is how I'm using my will. You know what the world looks like to me? Even before I got here, when I look at history, when I look at the past, it just looks like, I'm right. No, I'm right. This toy is mine. No, you can't play with it. That's what it looks like. It looks like posses in a sandbox fighting over sand toys and fighting over who's right and who's wrong. But what if the truth is in the middle, right? Like, just think about that. This week I feel like there's an emphasis on the fact that we're living in a world of illusions. We're living in an illusion. But it's like a double, triple, quadruple illusion. It's illusion on top of illusion, hidden with illusions within illusion inside. Filled with delusions and disguises and masks. It's a bunch of illusions, and there's more. Now, being that there's a shift in, you know, new technology is really, at this point, who's gonna know who's who and what is going on? Really, you're really gonna have to focus on what means something to you at this point. Like, what means the most to you? What is solid in your life that you know is unmoving? You know how when you have like an overall goal in your life and there's something that you're striving towards, whatever that is for you, because I feel like everyone's goal in life will be different. If you have like a life goal, something that you truly want to accomplish before you leave from this vessel, before your soul is released from this vessel and your spirit goes on the remaining journey, okay, for you. Is there anything is there like a goal that you have set? Because I feel like there needs to be some type of light There needs to be some type of light for everyone to like look at, and Spirit wants me to say a light. You know, it's so crazy how we have these beliefs, and many of us didn't actually choose them. You didn't make a conscious decision as to if you believed it or not. And that is so disturbing to me when I think about it. And it's really manipulative. It's like we've been manipulated to use our will in such a way that benefits others and negates ourselves. It, like the way that our will has been used hasn't really been used correctly for most of us, because I feel like some of you did choose whatever you chose in such a way where you actually were mindful about it, and you made the decision because you wanted to, based on, you know, whatever your belief system is. But just to think about those who were raised a certain way, you, as a child, you don't have much of a choice. You just have to go with what you got. You have to go with what you've been given. And those ideologies, they stay with you because that's all you know. And many people just don't like to read. There's so many distractions. People don't like to sit down and read or gain knowledge in other ways as opposed to just listening to somebody else. But who's to say that person is always right? You know, it's really about that discernment. And I just feel like I just heard people were tricked into not using their discernment. It's like a trick. And it makes you feel like you made the decision for yourself, but you didn't. And that is what is so confusing. That causes a lot of confusion in the world, because you think that you're making a decision from your own heart space and your own core, but you've been swayed into making a certain decision. And then some of you might not have the right mindset to be able to look at things differently because you haven't been exposed to anything different. So, you see, I think that's the power of traveling and communicating with people from different parts of the world, because you get a chance to see different. When you're stuck in a place and you see the same thing all the time, you don't know anything else because you're not exposed to it. The exposure in the environment is what gives you insight as well, and it teaches you. So if you've only been taught from a deprived environment, there's so much that you're just not going to know off rip. You're just not going to know because you weren't exposed to it. You didn't see it. Did you guys ever think about this? Hopefully some of you did. It would be nice if all of you did, but I'm not sure about that. Hold on. What is one thing that we all can agree on? Because the message that I'm getting from God is like, there's so many good people that don't agree with me, not knowing that I am in them. Not knowing that I am who they follow, but they don't realize it because of what they were taught. They're too tied down to the beliefs that they've been given. So there's so many people that walk in the ways of God, but they don't realize that they do. So they don't acknowledge God. And I'm not telling anybody to. This is just the message I'm getting. You do what you want. This is your will. But, you know, God gives power. God is electricity. He's energy. I know he, she, I know. I tell you, I reference God as he because of an experiences now that I've had. So just take me as I am when I speak, okay? You know, when you want to charge your phone, your devices, your laptop, all these things you want to charge up, God is what gives that charge. You know, like when we want to move forward in something and we feel like, you know, there's times where we feel like maybe we don't have enough energy or whatever. When you tap into source energy, you'll get the energy that you need to complete the tasks. How about love? How about we all agree on love, right? Yes, yes. Shout outs to Venus. How about love? I think that's something that many can agree on. Some people are going to be like, plug love because they're hurt and sad and like traumatized and choose not to uplift themselves from that place of darkness. But that is what they choose. So we must allow them to choose that. You know, leave them be. That's what they want, so they shall see. That's what they want, you know? Hey, okay, it's your life. But there has to be some type of agreement, because God is like, look, I just want, it feels like real, like, look, I just want the people to be okay. I know they're confused. I know that they don't know me because of what has happened to them. What has happened to all. I know where you are. I know you're in the world of illusions. I understand that. It's like, I'm not angry at you. I wish you would acknowledge me. It would be nice because I love you so much. I wish you would see me and see the truth in me and what I want for you, because it's like what God wants for you is the best for you. But so many are in that fear state of thinking and not accepting self, and all of these self-defeating thoughts lead you away from the power of God. And the whole point is to, when you feel like you can't do it anymore and like you've made so much or so many mistakes that you feel horrible like about it, go to God and express that. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I was acting crazy. I was in a place around people that were like hyenas, and so then I thought I was supposed to be a hyena, and I just started like acting like a hyena, right? God knows that. So God wants you to know that he knows, and also wants you to agree on love. I just heard. Look, if you can't agree on me, like, because it's almost like, I don't even want to say that, because I don't want to say, how can I say this? I heard so many people have tried, but it hasn't worked out right. So many people have tried, but it hasn't worked out right. Agree on love. Don't agree on me. If it's so hard for you to accept the idea of God, just agree on love. Make it simple. I heard kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm not calling you stupid, but I saw that or heard that somewhere. I don't know. Kiss, keep it. Where'd that come from? I just saw kiss in my mind, and then I heard keep it simple, stupid. Where'd that come from? It says KISS principle. KISS stands for Keep It Simple, Stupid, a design principle advocating for simplicity and clarity in systems, processes, and communication, aiming for ease of understanding and use. Wow, I actually abide by this in a way, and I didn't even know about it. I just heard Keep It Simple, Stupid before, but I didn't know where it came from. It just came up in my mind right now. It was like a reminder. It says the principle is attributed to Kelly Johnson. I have no idea who that is, but I will look up this person, a renowned engineer at Lockheed Skunk Works. Okay, I guess that's where this person works, who emphasized the most systems work best when kept simple rather than overly complex. I absolutely agree with that. I'm going to have to look up this person. because I always, even in my own life, I simplify things. I don't have time to be making things difficult, and it takes me longer to understand. So the more you simplify something, the easier it is for you to retain and be able to assimilate in your daily living. But also, it's like, when you keep it simple at first, when you are ready, you could dive deeper into the more complex things and they won't seem so intimidating. That's another thing. Okay. Core idea. KISS emphasizes prioritizing simplicity and clarity in design and development, making things easy to understand, use, and maintain. This is a message for me just as much as it is for you. Benefits. Reduced complexity. Simplicity minimizes potential issues and makes troubleshooting easier. Yes, it is so true. I truly believe this. I believed this before I even knew about KISS. So me and this person seem to be like-minded. Well, according to this topic at least. Improved usability. Yes. Clear and simple designs are easier for users to understand and interact with. You know, like when you use a website that, I don't know if you guys ever been a part of a beta test before, but basically that's a group of individuals using an interface for a website or an app to see if it's user friendly, to see if it's easy to use and easy to understand, and it's really a way to gauge the experience for the user to make sure that it is feasible for whatever the purposes of the application or website. Okay, that's like UI and UX. That's this is software engineering terminology. Wait, where was I at? Okay, improved usability. Clear and simple designs are easier for users to understand and interact with. Enhanced maintainability. Simple systems are easier to modify and maintain, leading to faster and more efficient development processes. Application. Software development, engineering design, business communication, and everyday life. You know, something that I love about engineering is the fact that what you learn can be applied to life, and I find that amazing. And when I recognized that, I don't know, it was like a special moment for me because I recognized it in the process. I recognized that, and I feel like it's very powerful because it simplifies life at the same time, because we also have development. We also go through development as individuals in society. So keep it simple, stupid. Don't pay so much attention to the stupid. Don't feel like you're being targeted. And did she just call me stupid? You heard me what I said, what we talking about. Don't go that far in there, okay? It's not meant that way. It's meant to help you to recognize that delivering information or trying to learn information from a place of complexity makes it more difficult to retain and even understand what you're reviewing. But when you simplify life, I'm going to bring it back to life. When you simplify life, things become easier for you. I feel like many times many people make things more complex than it needs to be. But see, the purpose of the complexity is to control. I feel like complex situations lead to people feeling overwhelmed, and then they don't know what to do. And then there's going to be a bunch of opportunities for individuals to help you to resolve your complexity, when they could just teach you how to do that. But instead, it's like forming problems for you to want their help. But it's not like helping you with the problems you already have. It's creating more problems. I heard more problems for more profit, okay? What can we all agree on? Can we all agree on love? Do you guys agree with love? Because from what I'm hearing, the Creator is over it. God is like, listen, I'm love. I am love. So just look at love. Because I it's like I'll take that at this point, because it's been way too long. Nobody has time for this. Okay? Let's just get it done. Let's get her done. That's what I just heard. Get her done. Get her done. Okay? Alright? Alright. So let's agree on love. Let's agree on love. What do you guys think about love? What do you think about love? Is love worth fighting for? And don't think about just romantic love. Let's talk about love as a whole. What is love? Oh, I heard that song. What is love if you're not here with me? What is love if it's not guaranteed? What is love if it's just obsolete? Oh, I'm gonna have to listen to that song after I get off of this camera. That song is like sensual, but it's like she really talking about something, but it's like sensual because the way she's delivering the message with her words, and it's like she's caressing my mind. But anyway, what y'all think about love? Beep beep. I think the universe said yes. Thumbs up. Okay. Love heals all wounds, I just heard. Love heals all wounds. When you feel love, you feel happy. You feel content. And when you love yourself, you actually have enough love to love others. Like genuine love. And also you understand tough love. Tough love is knowing somebody is tripping and telling them that they tripping, because you know for sure that it's not like you're coming from a place of you don't even know if somebody's tripping or not, and you're just trying to target a person. This is, you know better because you went through some things, and you see something in someone, and someone asks you if they tripping, and you be like, yes, you are. That's tough love. Tough love is also telling someone what they may not want to hear, because you know that the ego sometimes will get crushed. But I heard the crushing of the ego, the sublimation of it. I have a card that says ego sublimation on it, and I haven't used many of my, I only be using 1 or 2 decks now when I do read tarot, but I have a card that says ego sublimation on it, and I just saw it in my mind. But that's needed in order for the root to grow, like the root to be cleared. It's like a spiritual thing too. Like you can have spirit guides in the flesh not even knowing that they're spirit guides. They're just real ones, and they just tell you what you need to hear in order for you to grow. Those are the people that are very special. Those are special people, because, and it's even more special when you're strong enough to take the criticism when it's hard, because it's hard to take criticism. But when somebody sees something special in you and they help you to, I heard crack the egg. Well, they help you to crack the egg. It's almost like birth something. Real ones, when you have real people in your life that really care and that really love you and that can really see you for you, like they could look past what you look like. They could feel you. They could see you. These are seers. These are people that can say, I'm a seer. People that can see. I can see through people, and I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to, I promise. I'm not like doing some witchy stuff. It's just, I could feel, I could see, I could see. Sometimes I know things I don't want to know. Sometimes I don't want to know. Like, come on, y'all giving me a lot. I don't think I needed to know that. But sometimes that happens to me, but I know it happens for a reason. And I also feel like I feel like only people who are responsible should be allowed to be able to see. Because if somebody can see and they're irresponsible, they could do a lot of damage, and I don't like that. But I'm saying, it still happens, because some people still have gifts, but they use their will in such a way where they're just like very selfish, and everything that they do is based off of trying to get over on people. So they'll use their spiritual gifts for bad, to harm people and manipulate people to get what they want, stuff like that. And even if one starts out that way, being very manipulative, it is respected in the spirit realm when one finds a way out of that way of thinking, because that's a part of the spiritual journey. That's a part of the healing. That's a part of recognizing, oh, I have a gift. I could actually do good things with this. I don't have to be like out here scamming people and trying to get over on people and just doing things to people. Like, I could use it to help myself and help others. So, sometimes I get that feeling when I'm channeling. Focus on love. God just said, look, focus on love. For those who say, they're atheists and they don't believe, focus on love. What does love mean to you? What is love really? And love doesn't mean stay with people that cause you pain either. Don't misunderstand love, because if you're being mistreated, then that person doesn't know how to respect love. Because if you're there to love and someone can't give you love, then they don't respect love, so they can't be around you. You could love them from a distance, like, I got love for you, but you need to stay over there. This is tough now. Now love turned tough. Now this love turned tough. Okay? So don't be confused, because that whole unconditional love thing, is it really unconditional? Because I know I'm a real person. Like, I'm somebody who, when I feel some type of way, I express myself. And if I find that I have trouble communicating my thought to you because someone doesn't want to hear me, like there's a block because of the other person, that's just a headache for me, because it's just like somebody, like, I'm trying, but you're not. Come on, nobody's doing that. That's like a waste of energy, time, and love. It's a waste of pure love. So when it comes to loving unconditional, if things don't work out, you can still love them, but that doesn't mean you have to stay with them. And I find that that unconditional love thing, like when you think in such a way, it can make you think that you're supposed to stay with someone that is horrible to you and someone that is making you feel absolutely like nothing. And no one should ever have to deal or worry or feel that way. No one should feel that way. I just feel like whoever is making others feel that way, they're broken and they need to go heal by themselves somewhere. And then when they know how to deal with others, then they should, come out and communicate. But until they figure that out, they shouldn't be around people, because they're just trying to destroy people. Do you think it's right to stay with someone that is abusing you? And it could be in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be in one way. Like, it could be any way. You think that's truly okay? Just to say, oh yeah, I love them, so I'm just going to stay and be jacked up over here with this person. No, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't. And I feel like that doesn't mean that you have to hate the person. It doesn't mean that you don't have to hate them. But it's okay to let a person know, like, I got love for you, but I'm not in love with you. Like, I got love for you, but I'm not in love with you. Because I think, that's something that happens in life. You can be in love with someone at one point, and you fall out of love with them because of how they treat you and how things are just not right. Like, I don't know. That could get sticky. It could get real sticky. It can. But I just feel like if two people aren't happy together, I don't know. It's either you're going to work on it and make it right, or it's not going to work. It's just one or the other. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. Is it going to work or it's not going to work? What it's going to be, I just feel like that's a very free way of thinking. And I also feel like it's still structured at the same time. Because it's like, okay, let's try. Let's try to make it work. Let's try this. Let's do it. If it doesn't work, it's okay. I just feel like so many people, their heart be broken because they be stuck in a relationship that they don't even feel right. I know for me, if, like, say for instance, I'm with someone and then for whatever reason you can't connect with the person to make things right, to, you know, figure out new ways, because I feel like two healthy minds I don't really think like they need to go to someone else for help. I feel like they would be able to communicate and talk it out. I truly feel that way. Each person just has to be willing to listen and to understand where the other person is coming from. And maybe they're not going to agree on everything, because that's not always how it goes, honestly. But at least agree to disagree and then compromise where compromising is necessary. Okay? I went on a tangent a little bit there because it just took me to a place. But agreeing on love. God just wants you to agree on love. If you can't agree on me, just agree on love. Everybody, well, many people, maybe not everybody, but many people desire to be in love. But you must love yourself first and look for the love inside of you, which is really the God in you. It's like God is trying to not even trick, I don't want to say trick, lower you to help you. It's like, come to me, come to love. I am love. Even though you say you're an atheist and you don't believe in me, why don't you just come to love then? Come to the love inside of you, and then I'll help you in the name of love. Not in the name of God, because then sometimes people hear certain words and they be like, what? No, I don't believe that. Then everything goes wrong. So if you just come to love. Come to the love. Come to the love. Just look at it like that. Can you look at it like that? See, this is what God was talking about in the beginning. They need a new way to look at me. They need a new way to look at me. So if you know somebody that doesn't believe, just start talking to them about love. It's like so many people need the power of God in their life, but they reject love. It's really sad because it's right there, it's readily available. But if your subconscious mind is not equipped for love, how you gonna get it? How you gonna know? You can't, because it's not even in there for you. Because you can't, you haven't created that clean slate to bring love in for you to actually pull from. Love is powerful. So when you love yourself and that power runs through you, you attract love. It just comes to you. Because you are walking in love. You speak love. You speak love. So speak love. Try it. Okay? And if you know somebody that has trouble spiritually, speak to them about love. Speak to them about loving themselves, so that, you know, when people see that you love yourself, they want to love you too. And that is the honest truth. Because if I see somebody loving up on themselves, I'm going to be like, oh, they know love. I can see when somebody knows love because of how they behave themselves. I can see when somebody doesn't feel like love is real, because they'll be so angry and bitter and like super salty. There's nothing sweet. There's nothing sweet, you know. Those are people that tend to repel people. People don't want to be around them because their energy is sour and salty too. Sour and salty is nasty. Think about tasting something sour and salty at the same time. You're just going to want to spit it out. You're not going to want to eat that. So yeah, this message is just to illuminate the fact that God is saying, If it's so hard for you to accept me, just accept love at this point. Because he is love. So it's like, just think about love, please. That's all. So simple, right? Focus on that heart. Lighten it. Love is the way. But we tricked a day. Swayed every which way. Thinking that that's the right thing to do when it's the worst for you. Isn't that crazy? You know, every time that crosses my mind and I think about it, it just illuminates the fact that we are in an illusion. And there's so many people that are stuck in it. And they can't get out. They can, but it's so hard for some people to get out. Because when help arrives, they reject it. And they have to accept it first. That's the first step to, I heard that's the first step to getting clean. You have to accept and acknowledge the problem. But if someone keeps on saying there's no problem, then in their mind there's nothing that needs to be worked on, improved. So they're stuck in a space of stagnancy and disbelief in love and in oneself and in the ability to grow. Because many people who think like that, they won't even try. They'll say they can't do it before they even lift one finger. I can't do it. I can't. And it's like, why are you saying that you didn't even try? What do you mean? So don't be that person, please. Take ownership of your will and your ability to enhance your willingness to love. And understand how powerful that is, because it literally changes lives. Not only your own, but you walking in love also changes those around you. Okay? So, that's all I have to say. Don't forget to purchase my book. It just dropped yesterday. It's called Why God Chose You. I'm going to put it here somewhere, the magic, so you can see it. And I'll also put it at the end of the video. So yeah, you could just go to my website, www.MNHONEYROSE.org. Go to the menu on the left-hand side and click ebooks. And you will see 2 ebooks there on that page. And there are many more to come. Because I am a writer. I am an author. I am a creator. And I love to write, and I will write. And write some more. Because I have to get all of this out of me. All of these jewels, I have to drop them. All the seeds, I have to drop them. And then I encourage you also to drop the seeds, drop the jewels around the people that are around you, so that they can grow and so that they can shine. Because all of us are supposed to be shining. Very well polished people. Okay? Wax on and wax off. I'll see you in the next message.